pass into now, introducing IlliaEm. August 30, 2014. As we move into the now of our true self, we begin to understand messages that we received long ago and often forgot. I know that I had forgotten this first message that I received from IlliaEm on July 1, 1995. I wish to share it today, for it is as important now as it was then. July 1, 1995. Beloved ones, I am Illuminata Immaculatas, the Immaculate Illumination. I have also been known as IlliaEm, the Elohim of Arcturus. My true name cannot be spoken or written in your language, but close your eyes and ears now as you feel my signature. I am a solar angel or Elohim of the star system of Arcturus. You have felt my signature of pure, divine, and unconditional love. Earth is not the only planet that experiences love. Love is the vibration of creation. However, Earth has been one of the few planets which have dared to extend the love vibration into the third dimension. Since the third dimension is one where the polarization of spirit and matter creates a separation of light and dark, love can become polarized to the end of the spectrum, which represents light. Fear, on the other hand, becomes polarized to the end of the spectrum, which represents darkness. This polarization of love, light, and fear, dark creates the feeling of separation that is characteristic of the third dimension. However, that separation is actually an illusion, for these polarities are as intermingled as the blood in your third-dimensional bodies. The darkness is like plasma, in that it offers a carrier for the light, and the light is like the blood cells, in that it is the building block and the continuation of life. So you can see that the darkness is as necessary as the light for one to experience the third dimension. I, IlliaEm, vibrate at a dimension where there is no separation. Spirit and matter, light and dark, unity and separation, all are one. We on Arcturus await your full reunion with our presence. We are so proud that many of you have remembered us. Now, allow all that is of the old way to rise to the surface of your consciousness and to the surface of your physical form. Now, just as blood is released from a wound, allow all that is of the old to be released from the deepest and darkest portions of your third, fourth dimensional self. As bleeding comes to the surface, it forms a shell. At first, this shell will be hard and fast. You may seem injured and feel the limitations and resentments of many, many lives. These experiences are a part of your earth experiences, and they need to be brought up from the darkness before they can be healed and released once and for all. Feel within your body how each tear of sadness, each scream of sorrow, and each shudder of loneliness is released into the light of your consciousness to be healed. Feel in your body how each yell of anger, each wince of frustration, and each outburst of rage is released into the light of your consciousness to be healed. Feel now in your body how each gasp of horror, each cringe of fear, and each cloud of depression is released into the light of your consciousness to be healed. The process of releasing is similar to a small bubble rising from the bottom of the stream. Follow this bubble as it travels up from the core of yourself. Love it to the surface of your consciousness. Allow that which you have released to find freedom from the shadows of your memory. Not just the memories of this life, but the memories of all the lives that you have taken on the third and fourth dimensional worlds. These memories are now your past. They are yesterday. Today you are free. Today you are victorious. Today you are the sum total of all that you have ever been since you first left the Godhead. Feel the shell of yesterday being released from your form. Soon the clay body that has felt like a prison will crack open to reveal your true body of light. Await patiently now, my dear ones. Imagine yourself as a seed beneath the earth awaiting the moment when it breaks the surface to feel the sun. Experience yourself as the sun enshrouded by the clouds awaiting the moment when your light is revealed to all who will see. Feel now your unity with all that is. Feel your wings, my dear. You are like a butterfly struggling to be free of its cocoon. Feel me, I am IlliaEm. I am the angel that radiates to the essence of your core. It is time to be home now. It is time to remember and release. Be courageous. All is as it must be. And now, my beloved ones, you must wait. The process of healing is one of patience and faith. Say with me now. I am complete. I am the radiance of all that I have ever experienced. I now welcome all memories to the surface of my consciousness. I am ready to return to my true, multidimensional self. My questions began about 2 months later. August 30, 1995, exactly 19 years ago. Dear IlliaEm, please help me to understand what is happening inside of me these last few days. I know that the fear of survival is rising from the animal within me. There is also another feeling that is so primal that I cannot put a word to it. It feels as if a long-lost part of my soul, forgotten since I first took up physical form, is beginning to awake after a long, long sleep. I know that the other dimensions of myself have always been alive and active, but I, the part of I that is known as me, have not been aware of them. Perhaps my animal nature is afraid that I will abandon it if I become aware of those portions of myself. Perhaps I will. I do not know what is in store for us all as we move into the higher dimensions. Please enlighten me regarding the old feelings that I am having and regarding how our bodies will transmute as the vibration of the planet rises. Beloved one, I am IlliaEm. The part of you that is afraid of death is your body Deva. It is afraid that when there is no longer a third dimension it will become extinct. What it needs to know is that it will be raised in vibration just like the rest of you. No portion of your third dimensional self will become extinct. There is no death and there is no extinction. There is only transformation and metamorphosis. As your physical form begins to rise in vibration, the particles will slowly move further and further apart. See yourself now traveling into the heart of an atom. See this atom as a small speck in front of you and slowly begin to zoom in on it with your mind screen. See how this atom is getting larger and larger. See it as a small galaxy with the nucleus being the central sun and protons and electrons being the solar systems that are orbiting around it. Go next into a place in your body that is a correlate to this atom. Now, find the small place in your heart that is opening as you learn unconditional love. Yes, there is the spot right in the very center of your heart. If you cannot enter that small opening in your heart, how can you allow others to enter it as well? First you must open your heart to love yourself unconditionally before you can learn to love others in the same way. Yes, IlliaEm, I respond. I am opening the portal to my heart. I see the small galaxy that is an atom in the core of my heart. I see the nucleus like a glowing central sun. It is inviting me to enter. Will I be extinguished by its light if I fall into it? My dear, you will be extinguished if you do not. See the nucleus grow larger and larger until it is expanded beyond the edges of your inner vision screen. Do not forget that this is the nucleus of the atom in the core of your heart. This is the core of your unconditional love. Deep within the blazing nucleus, you will see a small doorway. It is entirely surrounded by bright light. You will have to feel it more than see it. Yes, I see and feel it now, I say. The doorway is opening. It is the darkest dark that I could ever imagine. But wait. In the very center of the void of darkness, I see a small light. I move through the doorway into the complete darkness. The darkness is like a black hole. It seems to absorb all of my essence and all of my light. However, there is no sense of good or bad. It is simply a sense of obliteration of all that has ever been. As I pass through the doorway, it seals shut behind me. I suppose that I should be afraid, but I am not. I feel content, as if I am finally performing the mission for which I first took embodiment. I am also aware of the portion of my third-dimensional self who is sitting at the computer. How will I return to that reality? Moreover, how can I believe that this reality is as real as that one which I have returned to? I must believe that this reality is not an illusion. It is the core of myself, the core of my unconditional love. Yes, I am beginning to understand the feeling I have been having, the sadness and the primal fear of extinction. I know now that it is the fear that I have been wrong. Fear that what I have always sought, meaning this doorway into the unknown, is not real. Fear that the outside world of the third dimension is the only reality. Yes, the feeling that has been plaguing me is doubt, self-doubt, doubt in my own sanity. I have even had doubt about whether or not I could be dedicated enough to my own convictions that I could actually release my third-dimensional reality. My beloved, you do not need to release the physical world. It is a part of your total self. It will not be released, but will instead be integrated into the other portions of you. No part of you will become extinct. Just as you are a small portion of me, your physical self is a small portion of you. Do not abandon it or judge it. It is serving the function for which it has been created. You have given yourself over to be one of the prototypes for the transformation of the physical body. You have had sensations of loneliness from the third dimension because you have been unable to share your experience with many on that plane. Therefore, it is vital that you build deep and lasting relationships with the other portions of yourself, as well as the world that can only be entered through the doorway to yourself. Doubt, my dear, is your only enemy. I am feeling very different as you speak to me, IlliaEm. My body is becoming less and less dense. It feels as though it is expanding to fill the entire room. I feel how it is touching the walls around me and how it is a part of the computer in front of me. I feel my mind like the computer, and I have less and less awareness of how my fingers that are typing on the keyboard or how the words may look upon the screen. I am becoming the experience of expansion. As I travel deeper and deeper into the nothingness of this darkness, I see a nebula before me that is of glorious colors of red and violet and pink. I now travel into the core of it and see glimpses of blue and an unusual shade of green that is not possible on Earth. As I move through the nebula, I see again the distant star. The star is coming towards me very quickly, and it bursts upon me as I burst upon it. I am the star. I am the space around it, and I am the nebula. And now, IlliaEm, I see you. Your giant wings fill my vision and your heart is fully open. The sun within your heart is rising over the mountains, and the stream of life is flowing into me. I feel a tingle run through my entire body as the flow of your essence enters me. The me that sit at the computer is one with the me that embraces you. I move into your heart. I follow the life current like a salmon finding its origin. I travel up the stream of life current, high into the mountains and into the setting sun. With the setting sun, I travel beyond what is known, beyond what is perceivable. Suddenly, I am on Arcturus long before I took a human vessel. I see my divine complement, preparing his ship for its journey to Earth. He turns, sees me and runs to greet me. As we embrace, we are instantly one. It feels wonderful to be complete again. Can I take this feeling back to my third-dimensional self? How long will I have to return to that land of limitation? But as I think that thought, I remember my loved ones and the nature there. I remember IlliaEm's words. You do not have to lose any of you. It will all become a portion of yourself, just as you are a portion of me. My divine complement is smiling. I see him before me and within me. The third-dimensional portion of me is battling within itself, trying to embrace the foreign concept of multidimensionality. I turn to it and it sees me. I am the I looking into the heart. We are one, and one, and one. I am seeing the many aspects of myself as if I were looking at a house of mirrors. There is no limitation to the echoes of myself. There is no boundary to experience. Kepir, my alternate reality as an Arcturian in the time frame correlate to the 21st century Earth, comes to greet me. Kepir is androgynous. We merge into one in this greeting, and I feel IlliaEm join in the merging. I hear Kepir say, "My dear, I am glad that you have been able to expand your sense of self to encompass this reality. Do you remember when you first left Arcturus to go to Venus in preparation for your journey to Earth? Yes, dear, I can see that you do not. I will tell you that story now. It was early dawn upon the planet of Xantral, and the sun was just rising above the horizon. At sunset, you had said goodbye to your comrades who would stay on Arcturus, and afterwards spent the hours of darkness in deep meditation. Of course, the time span of light and dark were at your choice because your resonant vibration was of the 7th density. However, the rhythm of inflow and outflow was a routine established in your pod. You had all decided collectively to create a sunrise and sunset in order to have a group experience of inflow darkness and outflow light. IlliaEm oversaw your pod from dimensions just above your own. All of the members of your pod had volunteered to make the journey to Venus. Some would then move on to Earth once they had learned to survive in a lower density. Some would stay in Venus to act as guides for those who went to Earth. There were 40 in your pod, and all of you were like the fingers of a hand. You were individual in your consciousness but unified in your awareness and purpose. All of you were androgens. Your pod had chosen to answer the call of Gaia to enter into the great, third-dimensional experiment of separation. Because all in your pod were one, all of you would have the sensation of third dimensionality, even if they remained on Venus. The adventure was beginning. There was no fear or sadness, as you had never experienced those emotions. These emotions would not be a part of your awareness until you joined the evolution of Earth. Note from Sue. I don't think that I have ever shared this with anyone. It feels good to have the confidence and courage to finally believe in my multidimensional experiences enough to share them with others. Blessings be to all of you who find the confidence and courage to share your amazing, multidimensional experiences. As more and more of us share these experiences, we serve as one to make ascension normal. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com